Hello fellow classmates, this is for class BCA 15. I am doing Access Level 1, Unit 1, Assessment 7 for the Cornerstone Database. This assessment has 7 steps, with Step 1 and Step 5 having multiple little steps. We'll go through each one and make sure everybody knows how to do this. The very first thing says, with the Cornerstone Database open, create a query in Design View using the Employees table, Clients table, Events table, and the Amounts query with the following specifications. Okay. In A, it says first click on the Create tab. So we'll go up here, click Create. Then it says click on the query design. So right here, click on query design. At the show tables dialog box, which just opened up down here, it says double click client, employee, not client. Then double click client. Then click events. Then click on the query tab, which is right here, and then you're going to double click on the event amounts query. Alright, after you do that, you're going to go ahead and click the close button. When this opens up, you're going to notice that it's already showing you your relationships with each of these tables, and even the one that goes to the query itself. And what we're going to do is build another one, a query based off of these relationships. Alright, so on the very bottom row right here, this is your fields listing. There's 2 ways you can add fields on here. The first one is using the drop down box, which I do not recommend because it depends on how many fields you have open up here, or lists you have open up here. This list gets bigger and bigger, and then it turns into a headache. If you know which ones you want, like this first one, it says on F, insert the last name field from the employees field list box on the first row. Basically, make sure that first row is selected down here, and then you're going to go to the employees listing right here, and then just double click last name, and it puts it right into where it needs to go. On G, you can do the same thing, but you're going to do it in the clients list and then click on client name, but make sure you click on the second row, go to clients, and client name, double click. Third, click in there, and you're going to go to the actual query, which is the event amounts query, and you're going to click on amount, double click. Then go to the events. Make sure you click on 4. Go to events, and then you're going to double click on date of event, and that takes you through I. Once you get that done, you can now click the run. You don't have to put any criteria or anything like that in there. Just go up here, click run. It's going to run the database or run the query. And you can go ahead and double click on your rows just like you do in Excel, and it expands or reduces the field size on your sheet. When you go to save it, it's going to ask you if you want to save any changes. You can. It makes it easier to read. It's your choice. It's not one of the steps in here, but it does say save the query and name it. The way to save it, you can either try closing it or just go up here and click on the little disk button. I know my mouse goes off the screen to click that, but that's what I'm clicking on. Now this query name comes up, and it says name it employee events query. Once you get the name in there, go ahead and click OK. Voila, you have your new item inside the query. Alright, go ahead and close this. We're going to make another query, but this one is actually called a cross tab query, and we're going to use the wizard. So if you're looking at step 5, it's kind of easy. Go ahead and click create again up here. You're going to go ahead and click this wizard, and this new query wizard is going to pop up. Once this pops up, you're going to click the cross tab query wizard, then you're going to click OK. The rest of the dialog boxes that come up are the cross tab query wizard dialog boxes. The way the instructions are laid out in the book, at first it was a little bit hard to understand, but when I read it again, then I figured out that 5A is this screen, and then 5B is the next screen, and you'll see when we go through here. On 5A it says at the first cross tab query wizard dialog box, click the query option in the view section. So right here is the view section. You want to view queries, because if you have here, it only lists tables up here, but we're going to work with a query. So now you have the query in here. It says then click on the query employee events query. So this one right here, you can click on it or make sure it's highlighted black and click next, or you can just double click. Once that happens, it's going to go to the next screen, and then you're at B. On the second cross tab query wizard dialog box, click last name in the available field. So you're going to click last name or make sure it's highlighted. And on this one, you're not going to double click it to advance the slide. What you're going to do is you're actually going to click the single arrow button, so you're only inputting one field from the available fields over to the selected fields, like so. Alright, now you can go in here and go and click next, and this is the third, so now you're on C. On C it says make sure that client name is highlighted, so client name is highlighted in the list box. And in this one here, just double click or click next. Now this is 4, which is D. At the fourth cross tab query wizard dialog box, make sure amount is selected in the field, so amount is selected. And then you're going to look over here in functions. Once you look in functions, you're going to click on sum, this one right here. Okay, once you click on sum, click next. Now you're actually going to name your new cross tab query. In the direction, what it says to do is you're going to name it amounts by employee by client query. So that's what we're going to name it. Once I get this done. Once you do that, you can view or modify the design. In here on number 6, it says automatically adjust the columns width, and I've been looking through this. I don't know why it says automatic, because once you do this, it doesn't automatically do it. So even if you go to view query, which we're going to do because that's actually what we need to do right now, you can go ahead and click finish. It's going to open it up, and your field names are kind of short. So just like in Excel, click on it and it'll expand or close up the the fields accordingly. Sometimes we get a little carried away. Another dialog box opens up, but you really don't need it. Just do that. Alright, so now that is done, you can go ahead and click save, and it's gonna save your widths. On number 7, it says print the query in landscape orientation and then close the query. And instead of wasting your paper, also so we can submit it on Canvas, you're going to print it to a PDF. I have a Dell XPS that doesn't do the print to PDF. Mine, but the steps are kind of the same. Mine will actually say print to XPS document. So on here you have a little drop down box. I've tried these and they do not work on my computer. So for me, where it says Microsoft XPS document writer, when I click on this, it will it'll actually make a PDF. So that's actually kind of interesting. Also remember, it says do it in landscape, so if you need to, click on properties, go to layout, and make sure you click landscape, and then click OK. Once you do that, click OK. During this whole process, I've been making scans of different things so I can upload my stuff on Canvas. But actually right now I need to, for some reason it's not going to my thumb drive. Alright, anyways, I'll go and print it here. Then click save. Alright, mine came out to 2 pages. So once you do that, you can close out the query. And your query shows up in your objects list under query. So the picture looks a little different because it is a cross-tab query versus the regular queries. So that'd be it. I hope you enjoyed my video. I do not have a channel to subscribe to, and if you guys need help in class, please let me know. Now I can finish up the rest. Have a good night.